Welcome back guys to another video by Any Motion, and today we'll be discussing about what is really happening in the heaven realm of Elbaf, the land of the giants, and Copacabana. He's also there, relaxing with his beautiful wife, and yeah, that was a pretty bad joke. Before we move on to the speculation territory, I would like to request every one of you watching to please consider liking, sharing and subscribing to our channel Any Motion. This really helps us to make even more videos for you guys. And with that being said, let's get back into the main video. A bit of context before we move on to speculation territory, and that is what exactly is the heaven realm. And to answer that, it is very simple. It is the topmost layer of the whole Adam tree and the topmost layer of the whole island of Elbaf. In the whole story of Elbaf till date, we have known nothing about this whole realm, and this has been a huge mystery to the fan base about what could really be happening in the topmost layer. We have already seen over 20 chapters worth of King Herald's flashback, and yet we don't know anything about that realm. He was the freaking king of Elbaf, and yet he have nothing to do with the whole realm. We have not seen a tiny bit of glimpse about what is really happening there. It feels like having a basement in your own house, but never getting a chance to open the door and to see what's in there, and it is always being itching you to find out what is in there. Don't worry, there is nothing in there. There is no ghost. Maybe there is a closet ghost, but let's not go into that. Now, in the whole fandom of One Piece, there are a lot of theories, speculation and a lot of other things floating around in the internet about what could really be happening in the heaven realm. Some people say that this is actually the heaven and ghosts of dead people or deceased people really tends to live on there, but I don't really believe that one. And there is also a theory about the Elbaf's elders being living on there. We don't know about that yet. And there is also a interesting theory that the opening or the main gate to access the Sky Island is up there in the topmost layer. That makes a bit of sense, but it will be boring, right? So let's get into the wild speculation. So number one, this is a place where the Haki knots are being made, and by that I mean the material for making the ropes for the Haki knots. Now let's just be honest, what Joy Boy's Haki displayed in the whole island of Egghead, that is probably the best or the most powerful Haki ever used in the whole story of One Piece. Even the combination attack of Rocks, Roger, Whitebeard did not even come close to that. So what are the ropes used in the Haki knots made up of? These are not normal kind of ropes. These are probably made from special kind of material, and a probable way of hiding the material from the world is to be present at the top layer of the island where giants live, and it is very risky to go in there at any point of time by literally anyone, including the world government. Now this is kind of an interesting way to put in where the Haki knots are actually being made of, but I have a pretty interesting theory about what could really be happening in the top layer of Elbaf, and that is the god of forest is in there. Now, not actually, but let me break it down for every one of you watching to make it more simplifiable and more simple for every one of you to understand. And that is, let's look at the whole world of One Piece. We know that there are four gods: the sun god, the sea god or the rain god. The name is kind of misplaced or mispronounced in various ways. And then there is the earth god and there is the forest god. The four gods. We already have seen a lot of imaging of the sun god, that is Nika. The sun is literally up there in the sky. Nika represents the sky, yada yada yada. And we have already seen what the sea god is capable of, probably Emu or maybe Davy Jones. But the sea god has all the sea upon its name. By that I mean there is a huge amount of water present in the whole world of One Piece to represent the sea god. And for the land god, we already know a ton of islands already are present in the world of One Piece to represent the land god. But there is not a big enough representation for the forest god. If you think about it, in the whole islands, the forest is also pretty small and pretty simple. Most of them are just big old castles and stuff. So what actually represents the forest god? I think the Adam tree is the main representation of the forest god, specifically the Adam tree in Elbaf. And what is up there at the topmost layer of Elbaf is probably a chained up version of the forest god, or maybe the forest god's devil fruit itself, and that is why it is pretty restricted to go in there. We don't know anything about it. We have not seen anything in King Harold's flashback about it. Think about it this way: a perfect way to hide the power of the forest god, maybe in the form of a devil fruit, or maybe in any other kind of form. We have to find a way to hide it in plain sight and also keep it at a pretty high guards, and that is the giants. You do not want to mess with the giants in the world of One Piece. We have seen the 5 Goroses struggle against the giant at few points of time, and these are just normal giants. We have seen Ethan Baron Venus Juro, probably the strongest swordsman in the world. Maybe Mihawk still does that, but we have not seen any Mihawk feat yet in the story. So he was also being held off by Aimo and Kashi at a point of time, and both of them are just normal giant. Think of what a huge army of giants could do, and probably this could be the reason why Emu wants to eliminate the giant. He wants to access the power of the forest god as well. We know, but not actually know, but it is pretty much implied that Emu holds the power of the sea god, and if he gets the power of the forest god, he would be exceptionally more stronger, and he would probably even be stronger than Nika, power of 2 gods, more powerful than the other one. So this is my theory. There are a few other points I'd like to mention. I would make a whole theory of why Loki is actually the protector of the forest god if the few points or few things come into place in the next few chapters. I have a fully written theory about that, but for now this is kind of a teaser, and I'm throwing into the idea of the forest god's power being up there in the heaven realm, in the land of Elbaf, the island of giants and Coppergaban. I hope all of you guys enjoyed today's video. If you do, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing to our channel Anymotion. This really helps us a lot. And if you guys have any kind of video suggestions, please be sure to leave it down in the comment section down below and tell me anything you dislike about this theory. With that being said, I'm out. Peace.